Hello there, fellow builders. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 12. Constructing a Proper Cellar. Oh, you know, one thing I don't have is an X. Yep, I'll have to make one of them too. And a shovel. One of the advantages of, interestingly, of not making bronze tools is I can leave my old tools behind. I don't really care, right? Flint tools are like whatever. So that actually lightens my load for travel. Yeah, I don't have a fire source. Fishing traps are consistent, I would agree. There is a catch, though, which is if you overfish an area, you end up with no fish. So they're consistent, but like don't rely on them without supplementing or resupplying, because you could easily run yourself out of fish. I'll make one more stew before I go back. Because my character is very thirsty. Hate when that happens. And drinking pond water is going to make me very hungry. But I didn't bring a jug out of my, you know, forgetfulness. So, pond water it is. Living around here, I'm probably going to want shears to get rid of a lot of this overgrown... Oh, this is purple heart. Interesting. Purple heart is a copper tool. It's one of the only trees that you can't cut down with a stone tool. So I wouldn't be able to flint that anyway. Okie dokie. I'll just leave the pot on. And then return trip. So I've got sticks, flint. The reason why I'm not like totally emptying out my inventory is death would be very inconvenient. So yes, there's... Oh, is that a brown bear? Black bear? I think it is. I'll mark it down. So yeah, it's an insurance policy, because like I could have more space in my inventory, but I run the risk of getting trapped or dying if I tried to max out the amount of space. So I'd rather have some tools to be able to deal with stuff. Although with that said, I probably don't need a pro pick or a regular pick. I'm actually going to turn back and put the pro pick and regular pick away. I don't know why I thought to bring it. Not going to be using it. But a shovel and a falx. That you probably... Oh, you want a weapon and a shovel. A shovel just so that you can get out of a hole or something. Because if you find yourself in a hole, and then the flint and the sticks for whatever other tools I might need in the moment. Ooh! Well, that's convenient. Copper in my own backyard. It is 4 p.m. Yeah, if I'm fast, I should still have daylight. Bears are indeed scary. I don't intend to cheese kill bears. There's some cheese that you can do. Like, you can build like a vertical pole of dirt with a bow and like kill bears relatively easily as long as you get the drop on them. If they jump you in this game, they're much harder to deal with unless you're armored. Armor is a pretty big equalizer, though, I must say. As soon as you are sporting a few pieces of armor, unless you're trying to like fight a polar bear, bears lose a lot of their combat edge. If you have a metal shield and tier 2 or 3, like iron armor, meteoric iron armor, something like that. Maybe meteoric is a bit of a stretch, but some armor, then they become pushovers. Sorry, rice. I'm not going to make room for the seeds. The flax seeds are most important because the amount of seeds that you need to reasonably grow linen for like clothing and mechanical power for windmills and sails for boats is a lot. You need a lot of flax, and there's not really a reasonable alternative to it, right? It's flax or bust. But all the other crops, I like don't really care what I'm farming. So that's why, as much as it would be nice to hold on to the rice seeds, it's like I don't really care one way or another. As long as I got my flax. Some chickens up in here. That'd be an interesting, like, long-term goal. I haven't seen any sheep, goats, longhorn. So that I don't think is in the cards for me, but chickens are everywhere. They are common enough that it'd be pretty easy to trap them and relocate them to a chicken coop if I wanted to, for eggs. Oh, God. Really? Oh, what? Are you? Oh, you're the one I killed. No, you're getting eaten by a... Okay, hold on. Something killed it. It wasn't me. Right? Yeah. Anything worth? Yeah. Ooh, fat. Single-use knife. I'll make like a little meat stew when I get home with this meat. And fat's worth it because you can tan pelts or oil pelts with fat. So there's essentially two types of leather making. There's the full process of making leather, which is more valuable but way more resource and time intensive. And then there's the simple ones of making pelts. So you can make hunter's backpacks out of pelts. So like if I had like, let's say a medium pelt, I could make a hunter backpack, which is just a slightly larger backpack, or a hide butchering bag, or some basic low-level armor or a longbow, something like that. So pelts are still useful, and in order to make pelts, you gotta have oiled hides. I think our return trip might be kind of in the dark. And all this pains me to do, I'm going to be throwing that away. Because I don't want to... One seed is not worth the trip. Necrolatry. Thank you for the sub. And you're welcome. Always a pleasure to be streaming for you folk. So I think I was over-optimistic, thinking that I could, like, take a reasonable, goal after, moving day. Because, I don't have a lot of time left on the clock. Oh, definitely bees. I think it's crazy that I haven't found any high-quality soil yet. I have a pretty bad eye for it, but you would have thought I would have spotted some by now, just given the super high rainfall amount and the fact that forest, and this is true in real life, forest soil is rather low nutrient because it's been deprived of nutrients due to all the growth of the forest. But these sort of like prairie lands would have fertile soil because the things that grow in these prairies aren't sapping all the nutrients out. You know, like a field of clover would have rather nutrient-rich soil underneath. My point being, I'm surprised that I haven't found... oh, it burned out. I'm surprised that I haven't found more... like more decent soil around here. But I bet if I, like, X-ray cheated, there'd be plenty. I just haven't spotted it. Alright, before it gets too dark, let's fix the situation. I'm going to be not able to traverse anything in a moment. The basic fire, basic torch. I'll put the torch in the offhand, and then we'll cook some meat and get moving. So I intend for this to be my last trip home. If I have to make another one, like, so be it. Oh, maybe there's some fish to cook too. Did I? Yeah, I kept the... Good, I kept the knife. So hopefully we'll be able to take everything we need this run. All the molds and pottery. Start putting them in. All right, from within here, I might even leave this bowl behind. I'm going to take the jugs. Which jug has the water? These are the empty ones. I'm going to empty out the other jugs so they stack. So my hydration's been managed. Okay. There's not really much. There's the copper tools. I could even... I mean, we'll see. I'll probably have space for them. There's nothing in here that I care about. So I'm going to start dumping. And then we'll have cooked fish fillet. So I don't care about the clay, the rot, the cobblestone. I'll keep the sticks. I'll stack all the torches, so I just have a bunch of burning torches. I'll run the risk of having them burn out. I'll just have to avoid going to water on my way back. And yeah, I know you can light torches on the fire, but I'm cooking fish right now, so that wasn't an option. Alright, so the torches eventually can go offhand. Spare pick, spare hammer. Yeah, I should be able to grab everything I want. Nothing in there I care about. Nothing in there I care about. The bowl, if I can. I don't need the hay bed. Yeah, I think that's it. I have spare slots, so maybe I bring stuff I don't necessarily... Oh, did I bring my charcoal? I must have already brought the charcoal, yeah. Okay, I have, like, extra slots. Because I've been very efficient. So, I guess I'll bring stacks of wood. That could be really useful once I get there. And I'll bring the bed. That saves me some floor cuttings. Okay, I think we're all set. I'll put the torches offhand. And I'll put half the torches in my inventory so I don't get stuck in the dark. And now the return trip. The clay pits were definitely empty. I don't need to check them. I absolutely emptied them out. Something I already, like, triple checked. So, this is going to be outpost. Unpinned. So I have two outposts that are, like, little more than mud shacks. That if I'm ever away from home and I need shelter or something, I can dip into them. But I don't intend to return unless I have no other choice. So there's a few different methods to farm in the game. And the method I'm probably going to use most is just like the pond irrigation method. But I'll explain. You can manually water crops if you want, but it's rather labor intensive. It's not like fun to have to do that regularly unless you're forced to. So in a previous series that I ran, I was in a dreadfully cold biome, and I started in winter. Or rather, it wasn't a cold biome, but I started in winter, which meant that I wasn't really able to grow outside, so I had to grow in a greenhouse, which meant that I had to, you know, irrigate and water and stuff like that. In this case, on this run, I'll probably just have like an open farm concept. Now, with that said, I will need to protect my farm from things that will want to eat the crops, like bunnies and the like. So, that will be a factor, certainly. But I'll probably just put medium fertility soil tilled on the pond and have the pond water irrigate it. And that will be at least the first design for the farm, because it's just simple, straightforward, quick, easy, and efficient. And then run some sort of fence around the farm area so that bunnies can't eat what I'm growing. That's maybe not a project to work on much of today. We'll see the time remaining, but that's hypothetically the next thing I'll be working towards. So I don't really need bronze tools. Well, actually, the first thing... Oh, jack-o'-lantern, that's poisonous. Yep, also poisonous. The first thing is to have like a little mud hut cellar thing to keep food fresh. Is that bees? Yes. Lots of bees. I've, in previous runs, have had trouble spotting bees to start beekeeping for honey. But not this. This has been plenty of bees. Don't fight me. Or I'll be eating pork tonight. Man, if I had room for pork. I should have kept a little farther south. I've been nosing into the wrong biome here, making this return home harder than it needed to be. Will rabbits go into water? So, really the way to avoid rabbits will spawn in, like, medium-length grass. So if you want to stop animals from eating your stuff, oh, you know what? I'm going to stop for puffballs. Oh, actually, let's eat the fish fillet. And then the puffballs. I forgot that I kept the flint knife, but I guess it will come in handy here. I'll wait to make like a puffball stew or a puffball soup when I get to base. So rabbits will spawn out of thin air in medium length grass. So in order to protect a farm, you want to not have any grass around the farm, like natural grasses. Grown grain is fine. They won't spawn in grain. And they will hop over fences and go through water. So you'll need some sort of fence or pit or something like a fence or pit to stop them from potentially eating your crop. And then also to have no natural grasses nearby, or at least not long grasses, but, you know, I intend to have no grasses because I don't want to be having to trim grass to keep the bunnies at bay. That sounds like no fun. I spent all my unluck with surface copper, and yeah, I mean, bees. The requirement for bees is like there's kind of like a fertility requirement. Oh, I'm getting near the bear sighting. Oh, it's literally right in front of me. Hi and bye. Oh god. Hi and double bye. I like how I marked down the bear with a black skull and then like ran straight at it. Like a death wish. At least previous me knew better. Current me is a moron. Now the next thing to try to find is like something for like lime or borax or something like that. All right, spawn point set. Good. And we'll make a... Oh, look, I even have rainwater in these. They collected. I'm gonna make a little soup. Celebratory welcome home. Oops. Welcome home soup. Puffball with puffball soup, because I don't maybe there's protein over here. Nope, no protein. Puffball soup. It's gonna look a little weird, but there we go. I can protect my my fire. Rabbits won't hop over like a normal fence tile, no. They can hop over a 1 high, but not 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to stop rabbits, put fences down. But that won't necessarily stop all animals. So you might want to take it to the next logical extreme and to go even higher. Because bears are really good at climbing, in other words. And I happen not to... I prefer not to live near bears. Well, this is my home. It's rough, but, you know, it's home. Let's get some firewood. That should be enough for now. Actually, I'll just keep the axe. Celebratory puffball soup. That does not look tasty. But I'm starving to death, so, you know, like, whatever. Sweet. Alright, next little project. Build a food cellar. And that's probably all I'm going to have time to do. So, if I build a food cellar, it stands to reason I should pick a spot that's logical. So there's pond. If you look at the map here, there's pond all around me. On all sides. So building food cellar... Actually, maybe the other peninsula. Because there's more room for buildings. Because if I'm going to be building a farm around me... Right? If I'm going to be building a farm around me, like, with using this water... having the cellar right in the middle of a whole bunch of farms makes the most sense. So I'm going to put my food cellar here. And it's going to be a semi-permanent food cellar. And for role-playing reasons, I'm going to bury it a bit. Because a proper food cellar would be, like, underground. The game does not care. It's worth noting, this is, like, roleplay only. But 'tis a roleplay series. And burying food underground would be one way to thwart heat and predators and a whole bunch of other things. Don't worry, it's not going to be ugly. I'm going to aim for it to look reasonable. And shouldn't be too big of a project. Let's keep the torch from burning out. So I don't need a huge. The reason being, I don't think I'm ever going to be in a situation where I have an enormous amount of food, because if I do, I'm wasting my time, right? Like, stockpiling a massive amount of food to feed just my lonesome self doesn't make any sense. And I will use rammed earth for this. Which is like the next stage of packed dirt. And I don't need it huge, so like a 3x3 with some shelves, or 3x5 or something like that should do just fine. And then I'm going to want a kitchen adjacent to this, like nearby. And maybe just natural stone ground is fine too. So something like this, where we have... Actually, I'll get rid of this packed or rammed earth. Does depth matter? No, it does not. It could be above ground. It really doesn't matter at all. It's not a factor. But as I just finished saying, for role-playing reasons, I'm going to have it buried. So I'll do 3 wide and like 4 long, maybe? And replace all of the dirt with rammed earth for aesthetics. We're about to rip a shovel, though. Rammed earth, a mix of, well, I misspoke. A mix of rammed earth and dirt. Not dirt, I meant, andesite. The natural stone. I'm not gonna bother digging up the natural stone floor. It's fine. I like it. And then I'll replace the soil that I'm removing so it looks... Well, I'll probably end up having, like, pathing. But it'll give you an idea of what it will look like. Higher ceilings, of course. So that's the 3x4. And then the entrance will be like a stairwell around here, where we enter and we can store all of our food in here. And you can kind of see what it will look like once it's done. Very basic, very caveman, and that's intentional, you know? I didn't want it looking high-tech and out of place. Just simple rammed earth food cellar. And this is as big as it's going to be. So I'll put the door here, and then rammed earth walls here. Oops. Because I really, unless I'm starting, I mean, I can always expand it. That's like totally a non-issue. But I highly doubt I'm going to need a whole lot more space than this. Because food storage can, I mean, the food vessels store a lot of food, and with the shelves and everything, you'll have a lot of space. Oops, I didn't do that there. You'll have a lot of space, so it's pretty easy to work with a space this size. There we go. Very simple food cellar. Door goes there. Stair goes here. And we'll do a little terraforming to like flatten things out. And then the disturbed soil up here, I'll just plop back. Eventually it might become something else. But I don't need to worry about that at the moment. I think I'm going to line it like this, just so that it's a little bit more prominently visible. And I'll have it look... This is, of course, roleplay, but I'll have it look domed. So, food cellar. And all I really need to do is to move my food storage vessels over here and then stick them on the shelves or wherever else and stick a door down here. But I like it. And it can also act as a makeshift temporary sleeping area for myself. So that I'm not sleeping out in the exposed wilderness where I'll wake up with munch marks from a hyena or a bear or something. But nice. I like it. I like the aesthetics. Let's move the storage vessels and the basically no food that I have, because I don't think I even have food. A cellar in the middle of the swamp gives you a little bit of heebie-jeebies. Yeah, it's fine. You can have heebie-jeebies as long as I don't. I could try 45-degree angle. There we go. Perfect. Alright, the only other things I want to do is... let's have a... I'm going to break my shovel, but I'm going to have a rammed earth cooking area here, right outside of the pit. I was hoping to have some sort of, like, bamboo or cob, like, a little higher. A bamboo or cob-like roof structure, or thatch or something, but I haven't found any of those materials, which makes it a little tough to achieve that aesthetic. And this is a very, very crude kitchen. This is like version 0. Don't think that this is all that it will ever be. But this is so that I can fulfill my starting nutritional needs. Because I'm almost starving to death right now, so... wee bit important. Right, let's grab the jugs. I guess I'll drink rainwater. Eh, I don't really want it. Grab the jugs and the vessels and move them on over. Also, I guess the fire starter. And then I'm also going to need the saw to make the door. And I had mentioned wanting to move the bed. Where is... yeah, there it is. Okay. I mean, if water seepage was a thing, obviously I wouldn't be building here. Sweet. I have essentially nothing to put in here. But, like, eventually we can have stored crocs. Well, the crocs will go into the vessels, but still. And I still need to make the stairs. 2 of these come with me. Got 1. Oh, firewood. Yes. And yeah, having an open flame next to a stack of firewood makes very little sense, but it's not a problem for my character, it's not a problem for me. Maybe I won't have the firewood there, because it'll actually make it harder to cook. I'll put the firewood somewhere in a dedicated spot later on. Oh, for the love of God. I wanted to put in the corner. There we go. Alright, sweet. I'm going to play a little bit longer, because if I am picking up this next week, I don't really want to be starving to death, like, right at the get-go. That feels bad. So let's see about sourcing some food before I end it. And Sakura, thank you for the resub. So we got... yes! We'll have a delectable fish meal. Little fish stew to end things. Christening our new pit pit cellar kitchen area. And Dace, also, thank you for the resub too. But I like it. It's ugly, but it's roleplay and it's peak form. And soon we'll have a bite to eat, and we'll be fat and happy. Well, maybe not fat. There's a lot more food that I would need to eat before fat would be a term to be used for this character. The sightlines around here are good. That much is true. Also, that's a big old mountain over there. Sweet. Tastes like paltry levels of fish in the food, but victory all the same. And that, my friends, is where this stream is going to leave off. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for any backseating. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.